guys, welcome back to my channel. Before I start, I'm just going to say that I am thinking of making this into a series. Basically, I would be talking about different things like how certain elements made my art worse or better, tips, and more. If you would find this video interesting, let me know in the comments and I will continue this series. Today's episode, I will be talking about how social media has influenced my art. Now, without further ado, let's start the video. I have always been into art, but I never started taking it seriously until last summer. The reason why this was because last summer I finally downloaded Instagram. When I was looking through the Explore page, I stumbled upon a painting tutorial. Out of curiosity, I clicked it and decided to watch it. Immediately, I was intrigued. Later that day, I decided to paint a picture following the tutorial. I really enjoyed it. I found it really relaxing, and it reminded me of how much I loved art. It had been a while since I picked up a paintbrush. I decided to make it my first post on the account. Instagram must have caught what I posted because afterwards they started to post more and more recommended videos on how to paint. Not too long afterwards, something happened in my life, and painting really provided me an outlet to cope and keep my mind off of it. I ended up becoming more and more interested in painting until it became something I wanted to do, needed to do, on a daily basis. On September 1st, 2019, I finally decided to open an art account on Instagram as I got more and more into art. I found that Instagram introduced me to a new style of art, and it made me better as an artist as I explored the different realms of painting. My account continued to grow, and in less than a year, I gained 1,000 followers on my account. The account really helped me get better because it gave me the challenge to post often. In order to post often, I had to paint a lot, even on the days I didn't want to. While that did not sound fun, it did make me better as an artist. To improve as an artist, you do once in a while need to create, even on the days you don't want to. It can be as little as a sketch, something simple like a blended background, something, anything. Anyway, sorry for getting a little bit off topic. I just felt that needed to be addressed. But eventually, like most artists, I hit a point where I could not seem to find motivation to paint. I hit a creative burnout where I could not get better or find motivation because I simply mastered acrylics as much as I could at the time. Now, I do not mean that it is possible for anyone to truly master a medium, but I hit a point where I could not get better because I didn't have motivation due to my creative burnout. It made me frustrated and it drove me up the walls because I wanted to paint, I needed to paint, but I could not find the inspiration. I truly believe that part of the problem was I was not exploring different mediums like watercolors or oils. And the reason I did not want to explore different mediums was because they were out of my comfort zone. The thing I did not realize at the time, though, was that improving as an artist meant to explore with different mediums and get out of your comfort zone. Sometime during that period of my creative rut, I did try watercolors once, but I ended up becoming very frustrated because it wasn't doing exactly what I wanted it to. They bled everywhere, they muddied up. They simply were not anything I was used to. But the thing was that watercolors are not meant to do that. They're not meant to do exactly as they're told. They have a mind of their own. You have to adjust to them, work around them. You can't expect them to perform exactly like acrylic. During that very frustrating period of my creative burnout, I turned to YouTube. This really helped me get introduced to many talented artists, which in turn exposed me to many more styles and techniques that Instagram could have. I ended up stumbling upon one channel in particular that really stood out to me. She worked mostly in watercolors, and she occasionally worked in acrylics. The thing that got me interested was the fact she worked in acrylics, but something about her watercolor landscapes really intrigued me. The way she worked with the colors and how easily they seemed to spread across the page made me decide to give watercolors a second chance. Using one of her tutorials, I decided to try a landscape with watercolors. And I'm really happy I decided to give watercolors another try, because now they are my new favorite medium. Yes, because of this, I have not been working with acrylics as much as I have used to. However, I believe that this is a good thing as of right now, because when I eventually will fall into that creative rut, I have another option waiting for me. Something I have learned about watercolors is that you have to be very patient with them and adjust to them. And overall, they are quite relaxing once you get the hang of it. Watercolors really did help improve my skill, but there was still one problem. Yes, I was improving. However, I was still somewhat in a comfort zone of landscapes. As a result, I decided to go onto YouTube again and look for different things I could learn. I stumbled on another channel that really intrigued me. Something about her style. She had a way of bringing her portraits to life and portray emotion in her paintings. Her artwork was so beautiful, and I wanted to achieve that too. Her channel was also very calming, and overall, it always gave me motivation to paint. It was through her channel that I discovered Regina's watercolors, the watercolors I'm currently using in this video right now. I'm going to pause my story and take the time to tell you why these watercolors are amazing. These semi-moist watercolors are handcrafted by Regina herself. They are specially made with honey and modern organic products, making the paints nice and sticky. This is very convenient because I don't need to use a lot of water to activate the paints. They are so creamy and buttery, and the colors glide smooth across the paper. I was given the sampler set as a gift, and I'm very impressed with the diversity of the vibrant colors. They were so bright on the page and very rich in texture. I love how the colors create a nice gradient on my work. Another great thing I love about these watercolors is that after I let them dry, I can go over them with water to blend the colors a bit without them completely lifting off the page and muddying up. When I received the package, it was beautiful. It came in a gorgeous silver box, and I could tell Regina put a lot of effort in taking the time to make sure her products were satisfactory. The palette was a very convenient size in which I could travel with if I ever wanted to go to the park and paint. Inside, there is a glass surface in which you can mix colors together. The brush she included in this set was convenient because it was small as well. It made it portable, and honestly, I don't prefer tall brushes most of the time because they sometimes get in the way. The brush held a lot of water and color, and it was nice and firm. It had a great snap to it, which is great because when brushes buckle per se, it makes it more difficult to paint. I personally believe you should invest in these watercolors. When these run out, I am definitely investing in more of her pans. I've been in contact with Regina recently, and she is so sweet. She really puts her heart into her products, and she does everything she can to make them as exceptional as possible. And overall, her message about the gift of giving is beautiful. I will put a link to her channel and her Instagram in the description down below. Months ago, I decided to post my first YouTube video. I found that it has given me a challenge to post frequently, which in turn helps me grow and get better as an artist. Overall, both Instagram and YouTube have really influenced my art in so many ways. It introduced me to many different styles and techniques, and it has allowed me and my artwork to go through so many different phases, from acrylic landscapes to art journaling to watercolor. My art has really taken many different paths. Now before I close this video, I'm going to talk about the pieces I painted. Since I don't paint animals a lot, I decided to make that the theme. I also decided to give them similar colors and flowers. The last piece, that paper kept buckling and warping a bit, so I decided to let it dry so it became flat again and I could continue the piece. I'll put the link to all the supplies I used in the description down below. If you want to know the artists that I mentioned in the video, DM me on Instagram or let me in the comments. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like this video if you did, and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Take it easy, guys.